So let's run into motorsports a little bit. Again, motorsports update here. This is a segment where we look into Nissan's current motorsports portfolio, its race entries, supported teams, grassroots teams, and how they're doing as a whole. So, Mike, you got the
Yeah,
first one. Let's do a Formula E update.
absolutely. That's exactly what we're going to talk about here. So, our first topic for motorsports is regarding the Nissan Formula E team. Just this last week, June 3rd and June 4th, we were at the streets of Jakarta in Indonesia. This was two races, round 10 and round 11. And we'll go ahead and give you a recap of what's going on here. Getting into qualifying to start off, qualifying one, uh, not so good. I won't lie. Neither of our cars made it into the duels segment of that qualifying. We've talked about it in the past episodes how you know, I would say every racing league or series has a unique qualifying procedure, and Formula E is no different from that. So they have essentially a uh, time attack, trying to find the best time, and then after a certain point, they stop and then begin to do what they call duels, where two cars go head to head for the higher starting position. So again, unfortunately, during our qualifying, first round of qualifying, neither of our cars made it. But getting into that race, we did have some really good weather, and our two drivers, Sasha Finestras, finished 19th, and then our other driver, Norman Nato, finished 12th. In the first race. Neither of them brought in points for that first race. However, it was the second round of qualifying and the second race that really was a huge, I'm telling you, night and day difference for the team and for the drivers. So let's go ahead and get into it. The second qualifying that we had, uh, Sasha made it into the duels segment, specifically the quarterfinals. He was able to have a starting position for race two at P4. So that was a very, very good start for him. And then Normanado qualified. Uh, where is he at? He qualified 12th for the beginning of that second race. Getting into the race, honestly, this has been the best result for the team all season. Sasha Finestras finished fourth in the race. He brought home
Nice.
12 points for the team. And
Nice.
yeah, Norman Nato finished fifth. They were right back to back, fourth and fifth, two Nissans. Norman brought in 10 points for the team, a total of 22 points. Uh, the Nismo article that you see here, they really mentioned that not only these performance upgrades that we've mentioned in the past were a contributor to this success that we had here this weekend, but also very strong strategy, they said, contributed to the success they had during the second race this past weekend. Nissan is currently eighth as a constructor, and the next location will be happening in Portland, USA. So this would actually be the first time that Formula E has been in Portland. This is to be an inaugural race. It's happening June 24th, so just about 2 weeks from now. I've got a really interesting
Are they going over
here.
the
You can see the
bridges?
track information. Yep, it's a 2 mile circuit, 12
Okay.
turns. There's going to be a lot of variables for the teams and for the drivers here at Portland because it is a new track. There's a lot of things that they're going to have to adapt to. There's no previous data that they can use to their benefit, so it's sort of like a level playing ground for many of the teams. So this could be a potential for the Nissan Formula E team to capitalize on that. So
That's some long straights. I know it's 12 turns, but I mean, for the length, I mean, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for passing here. So it's going to be
yeah.
some pretty tight. That's a tight little hairpin right there. But yeah, I mean, that's if you're looking for good seats, it's going to be between T1, T2, and T3. If you're looking for some damage, and then probably T7, that's where it's all going to happen right there. So
And
or
yep,
T12, hell, shoot.
even down here as well. You're right.
Maybe
Um,
I don't know, man. Honestly, it's good seating all around. If I'm just looking at, but yeah, T3, T2, T1 is where I'd be parked. because that's
Yeah,
where all
yeah,
the
yeah.
drama's gonna happen.
Bust
So
out the popcorn, man, and start having some fun.
that's it.
Yeah. Now, the best way for you guys to be able and watch this race, I won't lie, it's a little scarce currently. I'm on the Formula E site. Practice one and practice two, you should be able to see very easily through the Formula E Center. I believe it's an app, but also through YouTube. Very, very common. You can go through YouTube to watch the practice sessions. It's qualifying and the E Pre. I'll be honest with you, if you can see this with on my screen, it says coming soon. We're not too sure exactly how you're going to be able to watch this race
Maybe they're
just
buying
yet.
their own channel or something like that. So it would
I
make sense. I
I
mean,
would certainly hope so because I would love to be able to have this series more accessible. Yeah,
and we'll talk. Same thing. Super GT, which we're going to talk about a little bit here tonight. They've got this motorsports thing locked up, motorsports.com, and it's just like the coverage is all like just like seriously, and I don't know. It's you have to wait like 24 hours. Anyway,
yeah.
I'm not going to complain.
Now, now aside from that, getting after the weekend and all the action, you can see the highlights of the races, which is essentially where I get a lot of my information. Aside from the Nissan media rooms, is through the YouTube highlights segment. They have some really good produced uh, highlights of the races, so I definitely
I
encourage
will say
watching
that their
those.
Instagram coverage, the team's Instagram coverage through the Nismo link, is really cool, and they've got some great background shots because we've been following them for a couple seasons now, and they do whoever does all that as far as their production and their updates.
Yeah.
Kudos to you because I love looking at all the updates and all the little fun inside like horseplay that kind of happens. It's cool. It puts a face to the team. So if you're out there doing it, or if anybody's listening from that team, just want to let you know you're doing a great job. We love all the updates, and we'll continue to promote or help out in any capacity that we can in regards to that. So